Keep in mind, Mr. President, everything I'm about to say is documented as fact and part of the public record. The information you are holding in your hands chronicles and verifies each and every point. Thank you, Mr. President. Okay, first on the FBI's most wanted list. Osama bin Laden is not charged with the crimes of 9/11. When I call the FBI, ask them why this is the case. They replied, there's not enough evidence to link bin Laden to the crime scene. I later discovered that he never even been indicted by the DOJ.
Solicitor General Ted Olson claimed that his wife, Barbara Olson, called him twice from Flight 77 describing hijackers as box cutters, was a central plank of the office 9/11 story. Official 9/11 story. I'm sorry.
The technology to enable cell phone calls from high-altitude airline flights was not created until 2004. And even by that point, it was only in the trial phase. On top of that, calls from cell phones, which formed in an integral part of the official government version of events, were technologically impossible at the time.
Hello, ma'am. What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm here to tell you that you think you're going to go out there and grab lights by the horns and wrap it around and put it in your pocket. You don't know jack squat. You're going to have a lot of time to be thinking about that. In May 2003, Miami Herald reported how the Bush administration was refusing to release a 900-page congressional report on 9/11 because it was wanted to avoid inheriting embarrassing details in the report, particularly regarding pre-9/11 warning, as well as the fact that the hijackers were trained U.S. flight. I'm Matt Foley!
Scores of mainstream news outlets reported that the FBI conducted an investigation of at least 5 of the 9/11 hijackers being trained at U.S. military flight schools. Those investigations are now sealed and need to be declassified.
What is the meaning? Are you done?
Yeah.
What is the meaning behind the following quote attributed to Dick Cheney, which came to light during the 9/11 Commission hearing? Passage taken from testimony given by the Secretary of Transportation, Norman Mineta.
During the time that the airplane was coming into the Pentagon, there was a young man who would come in and say that the Vice President plane is 50 miles out. What's done on that?
No, dude, you're totally good. It's awesome.
The plane is 30 miles out. And when it got to the plane that it was 10 miles out, the young man also said that the Vice President, the order still stand?
Yeah. No, that's fine. We have everybody doing that. Yeah. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Flight 93 is the fourth plane to crash on 9/11 at 10:03 a.m. Vice President Cheney only gives shoot-down order at 10:10 to 10:20 a.m. and this is not communicated to NORAD until 28 minutes after Flight 93 is crashed. Feeling further suspicion on this front, the fact that 3 months before the attacks of 9/11, Dick Cheney assumed control of NORAD, and therefore he and no one else on the planet Earth had the power to call for military sorties on the hijacked airliners on 9/11. He did not exercise that power. 2 months after 9/11, he relinquished command of NORAD and returned its military operations. Hi, Sam. Thank you very much.
In April 2004, USA Today reports, in the 2 years before the 7/11 attacks, the North American Aerospace Defense Command conducts exercises simulating the White House did was unimaginable at the time. Hijacked airline used as weapons to crash into targets and cause mass casualties. One of the targets was the World Trade Center. Okay, three F-16s assigned to Andrews Air Force Base, 10 miles from Washington, D.C. are conducting training exercises in North Carolina, 207 miles away from the first plane crash. WTC, significantly less than their top speed, 1,500 miles per hour. They could still have defended the skies over the Washington well before 9 a.m. More than 37 minutes before Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon. However, they did not return until 9:55 a.m. Andrews AFB had no armed fighters on alert, ready to take off on the morning of 9/11.
Thank you.
On April 29, 2004, President Bush and Vice President Cheney would only meet with the commission under specific clandestine conditions. They insisted on testifying together and not under oath. They also demanded that their testimony be treated as a matter of state secret. To date, nothing that spoke of that day exists in the public domain.
Top Pentagon officials canceled the scheduled flight for September 11th on September 10th. That's what I thought. San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, following a security warning, canceled a flight into New York that was scheduled for the morning of 9/11. That's what we thought. Straight up.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, like you're Charlie Sheen, and he's President Barack Obama. So I just read the highlighted part? You're on number 3. So you guys stand together, and this right here is our camera. So Barack Obama. Stand like right here. Okay.
Perfect.
The following is a quote from Mayor Giuliani during an interview on 9/11 with Peter Jennings from ABC News. I went down to the scene and we set up headquarters at 75 Barker Street, which is right where the police commissioner and the fire commissioner held the emergency management, and were operating out of there when we told that the World Trade Center was going to collapse. And it did collapse before we could actually get out of the building. So we were trapped in the building for 10 to 15 minutes. We finally found an exit route, walked on, and took a lot of people with us. Who told him this? To this day, the answer to this question remains unanswered, completely ignored and emphatically denied by Mayor Giuliani on several public occasions. Barack. As soon as translators about as just the guys, but they are dead, after she revealed that the government has foreknowledge of plans to attack Americans. Breaks the fall of the group, and they in July of 2009, the federal gag order admission is public to reveal that the Republican monarchy. Okay, so outdated. Okay. And the telegraph, all working before and with the CIA up to the day of 9/11.
The sky is Boeing 757, approximately 125 feet in width, and yet images of the impact zone at the Pentagon supposedly caused by the crash merely show a hole no more than 16 feet in diameter. The engines of the 757 would have punctured a hole bigger than this. Never mind the whole plane. Images before the partial collapse in the impact zone show little real impact damage and sparse debris fields completely inconsistent with the crash of the large jetliner, especially when contrasted with other images showing airplane crashes in the building.
Alright. Hundreds of eyewitnesses, including first responders, fire captains, news reporters, and police, all describing multiple explosions in both towers before and during the collapse.
So you just want me to say that line?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Ask Barack Obama this one question right here, and tell him to deny that.
Yeah, it's like you can't dispute this. I mean, really, you can't.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
WTC Building 7. Watch the video of its collapse.